Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Slay the Spire. So, last time we actually managed to get ourselves a silent win on Ascension, so we've managed to make our way all the way to Ascension level 2. We're going to go in for the Ironclad though and see if we can replicate the same thing. So, let's go, shall we? Okay, greetings. Transform a card, get gold, lose all gold for a pretty hefty amount of health. Or lose our starting relic. I don't like losing the burning blood. Mostly because it's actually just so good. I think I might actually just get this HP upgrade. Yeah, let's do it. Boom. 96 health. I wonder if we can make good use of that. We'll have to see. Okay, so the usual thing is to check campfires. And any route along here is currently a win. There is another campfire there. And then we're up against Spire, one of the easier first boss dudes. Okay, so we want to go along this line here because I want to hit this campfire. We hit one elite along that path. Two elites, if we want to. That seems fine. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, it's however we want to progress along this that I haven't really decided, but we'll get straight into it. I tend to hang a little long on the map decisions there when I probably don't need to. Alright, so he's going to get a strength buff, but it shouldn't really matter. Because he's going to hit us for 6, but we're going to block 5, and we do gain 6 back anyway, so we're coming out of this with full health, almost certainly. As long as we hit a decent amount of strikes here. There you go. Wonderful. Full health. It's a great start to the floor. 19 gold and Perfected Strike is a reasonable first floor card. It means that we've got to keep our strikes in, but I don't mind the clothesline. The thunderclap is okay. Let's do Perfected Strike. If you see it like as a first card, it's usually pretty good. I guess we'll go this route. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, it's you with the 11 attack. Well, let's do defend. So this deals 18, so it's essentially 2 strikes, which is 9, so it deals an extra 3 damage then. 2 strikes would do individually. Okay, so we take 6. We don't want to take any more damage now, we just want to kill our opponent. Which I think is possible. With the vulnerability, 8 damage should be easily doable. Plus the guard there, actually. So that's 9, 18, 27, yeah. Cool. Gold and Flame Barrier. I do like Flame Barrier. It's good against the boss that we're going up against as well. It's a bit of a number with Perfected Strike because we want to be getting rid of our strikes if we go for Flame Barrier, because this is usually a block deck kind of card. So in that regard, we're kind of fighting our own deck a little bit there. Shockwave. Apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies and then exhaust is pretty useful. I think I'm going to take Flame Barrier though. I do really like the card. Block decks usually work out quite nicely for me actually. I think I'll take... Ooh. Is it question mark fight? Or is it fight question mark fight? We do need to build a deck. It would be nice to have something for upgrading, I suppose, when we get to these campfires, which is the reason why we're going to them. So, yeah, let's increase our opportunity to get decent cards here, shall we? Okay, well, that seems simple enough. Let's do that. And then let's whack you, and then 1 strike will take you out. Okay. So hit you down to 9, take 1 damage from you, and you're dead next turn. So, pretty simple. Do that, do that. This is going really well, and the strength potion is awesome. Corruption, skills cost 0. Whenever you play a skill, exhaust it. No exhaust synergy just yet, but it is a nice card. Headbutt. These cards feel very much like supplemental stuff. It's to help combos that we don't have yet, which is really annoying. I don't know if I like any of these though, all that much. Maybe a headbutt, so we can put Perfected Strike back on top. I suppose we can go with that. Question mark. Give us a gold card, maybe. Remove a card from your deck, lose 7 HP. Absolutely, let's do that. Okay, well, I think the thing to go is probably a defend. Do like the 18 damage that we're currently doing. Let's do that. We do have a flame barrier, which does count as a pretty good block. 12 damage, eh? Right, well, let's 18 you, and then let's just defend. Take a little chunk here, but we've barely taken any damage for most of this. That's 12 damage you're hitting me for there, so let's just block it all. Strike you to 25. Does have a very large amount of health, but I think we can fight through it. 7 damage, so just give me a block. Wow. Actually, that'll do it. Right there. 17 gold. Limit Break. There's also a second wind as well, so that corruption would have been potentially quite nice. Potentially. We take the Limit Break, I think, and we start looking for strength stuff. And I think that means that we're dumping the block plan, because this is a solid card. Okay, so we want to go down this line because it's got the extra campfire. So let's smith. Not going to put any points into that. Probably do the Perfected Strike. Although Flame Barrier is quite nice, but we're committed to the attack plan now, so let's get Perfected Strike plus 3 damage for every strike now. And we'll do the Elite. Gremlin Knob. He's just fine. That's 24 damage right there. That's another 6. Not too bad at all. Good start. May have been worth popping our strength potion there. Not entirely sure on that one. I think we're just going to bash and we're going to headbutt. We're going to put the Perfected Strike back on top. And we're going to pass the turn. We'll tank his 14. You can't really expect to get into an elite fight and not take damage on the first floor, so taking Gremlin Knob damage, which is kind of difficult not to, because of course he gets a strength buff when... Oh, that's pretty good. Juicy Bracelet. He gets a strength buff whenever you block, so... there's a drop kick. We could have had our exhaust combo deck. I think Pummel's the card, though, if we're going for a strength build. You essentially increase this amount, and it does 4 times the amount that a strength buff would normally do for a single energy, so I do really like that card. And I think it's probably the thing that we're going to upgrade. Yeah, it's between that and Bash, and I don't know about Bash just yet. Let's get a Pummel. So we need a spot weakness or something, maybe a relic to give us strength here. Centennial Puzzle, whenever you lose HP, draw 3 cards. Okay. Next upgrade. So let's do Bash this time. I do really want to put a point into Limit Break, but it's just dead right now, so it just feels like a waste at this current time. Let's just do Bash Plus. Really solid start for us, I think, here. So we no longer have battles in these areas. We've got the Serpent. We can get Doubt, which I think is completely fine. Give me that gold. Does that dictate where we go? We could go to the shop and look for a strength buff. It means we go to 2 fights then as well, which gets us potentially some decent cards. But we do miss out on the Elite Relic and the 2 non-combat question marks. But I think that's just fine. I want something like a spot weakness from here. Let's see. Nothing to apply strength. Every time you play a 3 attack skin, block. Nah. No. Reduce the cost of cards in your hand to 1 this turn. I don't think that's playable. No. Well, we certainly want card removal because we want to get rid of Doubt. So we're got 197 left. Could get the armaments as an upgrade our entire deck, but we're 14 cards, and I think the things that are really important to upgrade are already there. Yeah, I think we just pass up on these cards here. They're decent, but I'm not blown away by them. Ew. Multi-enemies is kind of annoying for us here. Especially if we're missing required cards. So we've got Poison Potion and Strength Potion. I don't know if it's... We can definitely take the boss on with the amount of health we've got. Whether or not we actually get there by the end of this is another question. So I'm going to block the damage here, most of it at least. And then we're going to focus on the Gremlin Wizard because he does about 25 damage when he feels like it. This guy only blocks. This guy is probably going to deal a pathetic amount of damage, and I think you do as well, but you put negative effects, wounds, maybe? I can't quite remember. Well, I want to hit strikes more than blocks, so I'm going to strike first because it forces you to put a card on top, so we'll put the strike there. And we just want to focus down on you. Okay, so he makes us weak. We draw extra cards though, so hopefully we can do something fun. 18 damage, so we can take you off the board with one hit. That's pretty good. And then I think... Do we set you up to die? I think we do. Take another 4. So we could take nothing, but it gets us no closer to defeating this guy. Whether or not that's necessary or not is another question. Because even if he does charge up here, we've probably still got the chance. It's whether or not this gremlin attack shields up the wizard. I think I'll just take the 4. There's no point taking that kind of risk, I don't think. If he was on 6 life and not 7, I might have considered it. Yeah. So that was kind of what we were worried about. So let's pummel you, and then we want to hit you, I guess. Do I want to draw another strike? I don't think I do. So I think I want to headbutt first. Maybe if it takes attack damage. We'll hold off on you because I want the perfected strike to just finish you off in one go. So we'll take you off the board. Take 4. Down to 69 life. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just going to block here because we know we're taking the perfected strike off the top next turn, and that's going to be enough to kill him anyway, so we'll just block perfectly. If I attacked again, we wouldn't get in a better position to kill him because we already had lethal, and we would have just taken unnecessary damage. So 11 gold, block potion's pretty sweet. Metallicize on that block deck that we decided that we didn't want would have been nice. Yeah, this sucks a bit. I'm gonna skip them both. Come on, enemy, give me a good card. Really would like one. So this guy, he refuses to let you do attacks occasionally, so we're just gonna bash you. We can't actually stop him from doing any of this damage here unless I wanted to use my block potion, which I might do actually. That might be fine. Yeah, let's use it here. We'll take 1 damage. I think taking 13's a little unnecessary when we can block 12 of it right here. And he's dead. That perfected strike. Absolute god tier. And good job we used that block potion because now we have a regen potion. Heavy Blade is a great card for the build that we don't have. Perfected Strike just right now though is kinda there. It's a tough one. We can never get rid of our strikes if I take the Perfected Strike, because we just straight up downgrade our deck. Well, we downgrade our deck and then upgrade it by getting rid of strikes. It's a weird balance. We could just take the 14 heavy blade. It's still a upgrade on 2 strikes. 2 strikes is worth 12 damage, so it's an extra 2 points. And it works into the build that we're planning to have. It's a little awkward. We can use the strength potion during the boss fight as well though, so maybe this is the time to limit break upgrade. I think it is. Get that double your strength, no longer exhausting. So we use that strength potion, we limit break up to 4, and then we just keep limit breaking as much as possible, essentially. So I'm going to use it, because it's going to be useful. And I think we go for the bash, because we want to be able to deal that 18 damage real quick. I'm going to save this pommel for when we have a lot of strength as well, because it will exhaust. So we only have to deal 6 damage here for our enemy to turn into a weakling. So we can go limit break, headbutt you for 19, put the limit break back on top, and then we might as well pass the turn because we can't get through that defense. Fair enough. And the sharp hard's actually quite useful for us here because if we take damage, we draw 3 cards. So I'm going to go up to 8 strength. Now we're dealing 38 plus the vulnerable, so that's 57 damage on the heavy blade. And we draw 3 cards. Not entirely relevant in this particular case, but we're going to tank that 9 damage. We know that he goes back into normal mode once he does a multi-strike. So that's 50 damage there with the pommel. That's pretty sweet. So I'm going to block. And I think I'm going to headbutt. And we're going to put that heavy blade back on top, because that will most assuredly actually just flip him straight back over, which is where we want him. And you know what? 14 damage, I think, for taking his damage is perfectly fine. Because we know we're taking about half of his health off in one shot here, so... Wow, we're even doing any more than that. Limit break to 16. 62 damage puts him straight into Bush mode. There he is. Good old Bush. And honestly, our opponent doesn't stand the chance here. Ain't a chance in hell. Hit ya, hit ya. Could have blocked. It's fine. We only have to deal 12 damage, and I think anything does that for us here. 5 cards, and only one of them has to be an attack. There you go. Okay, so another limit break as a gold card would be nice. From the chest, I'm not sure what we'd want. We'll see. Brutality, lose 1 HP and draw a card. Demon Form is the card that we need. It's the enabler in this particular case. It's not the best enabler, but it'll do. Okay, so all enemies start with 2 strength. We'll be out-strengthening them. And we do have increased health, so it's probably the card to pick. The relic. Extra energy as well, with all of the... Excuse me, all of the 2 energy stuff. Being able to play both of them. I think this goes down to 2 energy when you upgrade it, which is going to be the first thing that we do. We want to be able to do that, and potentially do something powerful like a bash or a perfected strike. Probably not the heavy blade in this particular case, because until you get the strength, it's actually not as good as a perfected strike, but there you go. We're going to go with the Philosopher's Stone, and that is going to do it for today's episode. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, then be sure to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon as well, and that'll give you notifications when I release new videos. And I will see you all on the second floor. Bye bye.